俺は魔王だ。人間の命などどうでもいい。だが俺は気高き魂には敬意を払う。お前は命を落として俺をかばおうとした。真実を知った時、俺に怒りを向けるだろう。
The Demon Sword Master of Excalibur Academy. Folks, everything in my body is telling me not to like this show, okay? Everything that I am, my anime connoisseur, okay? Everything is saying, don't like this show. But I loved it, okay? I thought it was funny. I thought, the Demon Lord reincarnating into a 10-year-old child is hilarious. The fact that the Demon Lord can't control his vices based on the fact that he's now in a 10-year-old body and a human body, mind you, on top of everything else. And he has certain, as he called them, physiological responses to these young ladies around him. Okay, so all of that is just a great premise. So essentially the premise for this show is Demon Lord essentially gets defeated, or at least admits defeat, in lieu of humanity, the world, being against him and launching a huge attack in an effort to do two things. One, to meet the offspring of, I guess, his master at some point in life, but then also to give himself time to, reincarnate and come back and try again at a different point in history. He wraps up his what do you call it? His domain. He wraps up his domain. He puts himself in in a reincarnation crystal type deal, and then he gets reincarnated. He gets discovered because these two girls, who are now 1,000+ years into the future, discover his domain. It's like this old ancient cave, has a big ass skull in front of it, so it's already eerie. They find out that this kid is inside of some, crystal, and he gets found out by what seems to be some kind of royalty. Some girl named Regina, seems to be I think her name's Regina. Seems to be, or Celia or something like that. I think Regina might be her maid. But anyway, she's some type of royalty, but also, IQ is not exactly super high here. But she means well. She loves the kids. She loves kids, so she swears to protect him, gets him out of the shell, gets him out of the thing. And we discover that there's these things called voids. And, at some point the kid passes out because he's hungry, and he's like this body, you know what I mean? There's some things called voids that we don't know where they're from, but they form from crystals. And essentially right now it's the world, what's left of it at least, versus these voids. And essentially it seems that people don't have what is considered magic in a traditional sense anymore. They have conducted weapons to, have some kind of magical ability, or some kind of what would be on par with magical ability. So it seems that magic in the form of where he used to wield it and how it was wielded against him doesn't exist anymore. So that's a cool premise. At the end of the episode, they stumble upon a fort. I guess they called it the Seven Garden or something like that. I forget exactly what they called it at the end here, but I think let's see. They called it it is the last stronghold in an effort to resist the void. So it's the last human stronghold. It has a big ass gun on it called the Holy Swordsman. And it's called the 7th Assault Garden, okay? So that's what they built here. And essentially she's like a princess or a queen or something like that. So, he met top tier over here. So that's all good. But the show so far, great premise, interesting plot line. Love Overlord, Demon Lord, those kinds of shows. So typically it's already hitting, pretty good for me. It has really good comedy. So, the episode needs to make me laugh, and it did that. And I think, when we're talking about episode 1, I always want them to come in and put their best foot forward. And I really think episode 1 really nailed it. it got my interest level high enough to where I'm like, yeah, we need to watch what's happening next. I want to see more. I want to see more of these characters here. You know, I want to see what this, you know, Demon Lord, now 10-year-old, is going to do with this Leonis girl and this Regina girl and whoever else comes. And, you know, the overall, too, you know, she died and he revived her. I don't know if he made her into a demon, a summoner, a vampire, but he definitely, you know, he revived her in a certain way. So all of that is so interesting and so good. So anyways, I think Demon Sword Master Excalibur, it got me. I would think, you know, I would say this was a solid 7, 8 out of 10, you know, episode. I think this is going to be about a 7 out of 10 anime, which is really, really good. And the last thing I'll say about it is I really do wish that this got a dub. I think if this got a dub, it would accelerate it to like an 8 out of 10 easily. But don't let the 7 out of 10 fool you. Like, I think 7 out of 10 is going to be a solid showing for a brand new anime. So I really like Demon Sword Master of Excalibur. This one really resonated with me. I like it. I like what it's doing. I like the funnies. I think it's hitting the points that it needs to hit. I'm going to be watching this one this season. I hope to see you guys back. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Appreciate anything that you'll say there. Let me know if you guys are familiar with Source on how you feel about it. But yeah, tell me your feelings in the comments below. And my friends, I'm going to see you guys for episode number 2 next week. All right. Deuces.